Hello and welcome to Out the Broom Cupboard with myself, Carly of Bardware. Hello and welcome to episode 4. I don't know if it's going to be a big long episode. I just thought I'd do something a little bit different today. I was just sat thinking, as you do, 9:30 in the morning, doing normal stuff like doing the washing up and, you know, the normal everyday TikTok stuff. Not TikTok as in media platform, as in TikTok, everyday normal life routine. And I was just doing the washing up, and for some obscure reason, I've been thinking about there's loads of things that keep cropping up about the stuff that I just feel need talking about and chatting about. There's one subject that I want to approach, but not at the minute. We'll leave it for a few weeks or so, only because of the sensitivity of the matter. We'll let that. That's another subject to come a bit later on. So I was sat there thinking about things I want to chat about and things that come up, and I've got notepads going around all over the place at the minute. And obviously we're organising Bardware Frog Lane, which is the stall that we've got. But Bardware and Friends are organising this weekend. If you're Wiltshire based, then come along to Yatton Kennel, as a shameless plug, come along to Yatton Kennel in Wiltshire this weekend, not far from Chippenham. Or if you're on social media platform on Facebook, you can find us there. If you probably may well have already found you because I've spammed the hell out of it. Might as well, mightn't you? So we're in the process of Bardware and Friends, and Friends are massive support from obviously Grandad of Bardware, Jazzy, Emma from Witches Valley, who's my best bud, and then my mum-in-law and my sister-in-law, and there's a lovely friend called Alison, and there's a massive tribe that help out behind the scenes that hardly ever get mentioned, and without them and my poor other half, he puts up with a lot. In fact, I'm dragging him out Friday night to go and put the signs up. So he's tall, I'm short. It works. Anywho, I'm wandering off on a tangent. There's me going, it wasn't going to be very long. So we're busy preparing for that. We've got a wonderful tribe of people coming in. I've got some amazing healers. It's a 2-day thing. It's celebrating the Celtic month of the Alder tree, or Alder tree. And obviously the spring equinox is literally the day after. So it's celebrating those lovely fresh energies. We've got a lovely workshop space. It's quite small. I've got a lovely friend called Jessica May who's been and given my horses some healing, and she's coming and doing an animal clinic. So if you're nearby and you want to bring your dog along, she is doing a separate 1-to-1 clinic later on in the afternoon from 3 till 4 on both days. So if you've got a slightly nervous pet that need that space, she has got a quiet space, but that's pre-booked system. But she'll be there all day long. So if your pet is happy in a hall or it's not raining and you want to go outside, I'm sure she'll be more than happy to do that. I think she's doing 20-minute sessions for £20. But I can vouch, I've seen what she's done with my ponies, and it was lovely to watch my big pony just completely relax to the point that I thought she was going to lay down. But it's nice to give something back to the pets because our fur babies give us so much in life. That's another thing I want to address a bit later on as well, our fur babies. Not address, but chat about. So anyway, I'm off. Where am I going? I don't know. Where was I going? Oh, I was saying I was being busy talking about things, thinking about things. Anywho, I was sat there doing my normal stuff as I do on a morning, and I suddenly decided that actually I might I just felt the urge to pull a card to today. I needed to do a thought for today. I don't sort of want to get into, I know there's a lot of other podcasts out there that pull cards for the day or pull cards for the week. I don't really want to sort of get into that. I don't mind getting into that. It's fine. If I'm steered in that direction, then I will. But I sort of don't want to follow that path. I don't want to, it's not that I don't want to be the same as everybody else. I just don't want to feel as though I'm jumping on other people's shirt tails. But something was saying to me, go and grab a pack of cards and just give everybody a bit of oomph, a bit of guidance today, or a signpost, because as I say, Bardware are always a signpost. So I've got a beautiful cupboard in my living room that my other half very kindly bought me, and it's my Baba cupboard. Baba, you open the door and it's Baba. It actually looks like it's called a church cupboard. And it's got like a church door on it, but it's quite tall. I'm quite small. It's about 4 foot high, 4.5 foot high. Yeah, probably about that. It's nearly as tall as me. So I'm 5'1", and it's not far off the top. Actually, it's probably actually a bit more than that, 4.5 foot. Excuse me. And yeah. Anywho, so I opened my cupboard of Baba, and the first pack of cards I thought, well, okay, let's pull them out because I've got quite a lot in there and I've got quite a lot in another cupboard. And the first ones I pulled out were our new archetype oracle cards. So I've produced, me and Grandad and Jazzy have produced, home produced, so they're not like sent off and printed up and things. So they're all home produced by me at home. But I was listening, I stumbled across, long story short, I stumbled across an audio listening course. It was sent to me for free and it was about Carl Jung and the Jungian archetypes. Now, Carl Jung works with Sigmund Freud, so, if you haven't heard of him, definitely go and have a look. And Jung spelt Jung. And he works on the characteristics and the theory of spiritualism and the human psyche and how are we the way we are. Are we born with our archetypes or do we develop them? I'm very croaky this morning, aren't I? Sorry. Anywho, so so I thought, right, okay. So I developed these archetype cards, and it's literally 12 cards, 4 sets of 3, and they're actually designed to be able to read for yourself, because not many cards you can read for yourself, or you can, but you deny it. Do you know what I mean? So you might turn the card over and go, well, I don't think that's happening. Or I don't think that's happening. Whereas these are designed for you to get in touch with yourself, because Carl Jung's theory was, he was very much, you must, you need to get to know you rather than before you could know anything else, or before you know the rest of the world. So you really have to get in touch with you first. And I thought, what a brilliant theory. Anywho, let's have a shuffle and see what the world needs to tell us today. That may be something we need to be aware of in ourselves this week, or just today, really. It's a thought for the day. So let's have a little shuffle. These are available if you get in touch with me on the Facebook page. I'm not plugging them, honest. So let's just have a little shuffle and see what comes out. Just ask the word. Oh, here we go. What's that one saying then? Oh, okay. There we go. So the card that's come out is the Magician. Now he falls into the category of. So there's 3 groups in. There's 3 cards in each group, and there's 4 groups. And there's Make a Mark, which is like leave a legacy. There's a structure, there's a spirituality, and there's a connect with others. Now, the Magician falls into the Make a Mark, which is like leave a legacy. And along with that, you've got deep connections with the universe, growth, transformation, healer, spend time alone. That's fantastic, actually, going into spring. So we're going into spring. Spring is a time for growth. Spring is a time for deeper connections with the earth. And everything around you is changing. I looked out the window this morning and it was really funny because I looked up and there was a little sparrow chasing a little sparrow into a hedge. And then I looked up and there was a pigeon chasing a pigeon the other way. And it was like, oh yeah, it's all going on. All the frivolities going on. Everybody's waking up. Mind you, this morning it was a bit nippy. I wouldn't be getting up to things like that. Hey-ho. So I think just the thought for today, with the Magician card coming up for yourself, is just looking at that inner growth and that inner transformation that you've had past up to the present, and looking on how far you've come and appreciating how far you've come. And I think with that, you'll then get a deeper connection to the world around you. So sometimes in life, we have to look back to go forward. And I think we have to really appreciate, and we don't do this enough. We don't stand in front of a mirror and we don't go, cool, I've done really well. Look how far I've come. Because we then think we're feeding the ego of be too big-headed. But you're not being too big-headed because you're not strutting around telling everybody how amazingly, how far you've come. You're just telling yourself. So I think this is making sure that you are aware of how far you have come from where you are, where you were, to where you are now. And be brutally honest with yourself. And that's the thing. And praise yourself. And don't be ashamed to go, oh yeah, I've come really, really far. And look how far you've grown. And look at the transformations you're making and things that have happened now and the transformation that has happened. Because obviously we're going into the spring and that's rebirth and rejuvenation and growing. You're going to grow some more. So this is just a reminder to remind yourself of how far you've come. And plant those seeds to be able to grow forward. Now, you don't necessarily have to go, oh, I've got to do this. But maybe sometimes just letting the path go with it. But be really aware of how you're growing. Not to be cautious of it, but to be mindful and appreciative of where you're going. Not to be wary of it. Don't be wary of how things are growing. If you're going on a development course, or if you're going on to a spiritual mediumship course, if you're starting to sit on circle, if you're starting to do stuff, if you're starting to put more into your spell work and your altar and things like that, it's all small progression. And that I think you just need to acknowledge it and go, oh yeah, I'm starting to do that. Or if you're suddenly being fed pieces of information that you suddenly know, or go, oh, how did I know that? Just appreciate the knowledge you're gathering and the growth that you're gathering as you go, and acknowledge that and be really proud of it in yourself. So that is, I wasn't going to waffle. Look at it. What are we now? 12 minutes in. Oh, sorry. Anywho, I will leave you with that card for today. It will hopefully reach someone somewhere. And obviously it needed to be pulled. It won't always happen. It may well just be a case of, might be once in a blue moon. But obviously sometimes you just have to follow that. So it's been shouting at me all morning. So there you go. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. And I will catch up with everybody soon. Take care, my lovelies. Bye.